We're just being extra.
Well, speaking of real men and real love, hey y'all, how y'all doing? Okay, let's go ahead and start.
I've been waiting.
This is your first time. Hey y'all, welcome back or welcome if you are listening in. This is the Just Extra podcast with Jackie and Erica. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Erica. Yay! Welcome back. And we're going to celebrate love today, or the lack thereof. You know what? There's always love. I love you and you love me, as Barney has said. You know what I'm saying?
And if no one loves you, somebody could also, give you a little something. We have a guest today. We got our old boy, our producer. What's his name?
It's Earl Eugene Jackson. Is that what you said?
Earl Eugene
Jackson.
Hey,
how's it going? Yeah, this is Earl Eugene Jackson. And, I got something for y'all sugar. I like how you look at sugar over there in the red. Okay, go. Come here. Let me get some.
Show that.
Come here.
It's both of us, Jacqueline.
Shit.
Okay.
I'm gonna take this hat off. This shit hot.
Oh, snap.
Hot as hell.
You look. They keep a fedora, so.
I swear.
You was really playing the part. We appreciate your commitment.
I was trying to, but it's hot as hell. See,
his costume will come into play.
Yeah, I had the baby powder on and everything. I sweated that out, so. And,
he is sweating. I can see the beads.
Yeah.
I can see them.
It was hot as hell.
All right. Well,
how they do it.
While Hassan gets it together, we're going to start our pod like we always do with our extra thought segment. This is the portion of the pod where we talk about any leftover thoughts from our last episode. So we did an episode on DEI, goodbye to DEI. Okay. There was a lot happening in that episode. When I think about what is left for us to talk about, I mean, there's new information. Like, we were talking about the plane crashes in our extra portion of that episode. And we continued to still see some hot mess on airplanes. And I just, I've talked about it a little bit. It's a little scary these days. So I'm like, can you go anywhere? And they were at two hubs that are near and dear to all of our hearts right here on the show. Mm-hmm. The O'Hare Airport and Bush International in Houston. So Chicago and Houston both had planes.
Wait, what happened in Chicago? What happened in Chicago?
Planes caught on fire. 2 planes caught on fire. Well, a plane in Chicago and a plane in Houston caught on fire. Yes.
What is going on?
Look, when I tell y'all,
a little bit.
When I tell y'all I'm scared and worried because I'm supposed to be coming out there in 2 weeks. So
I thought about that. I was like,
I told you my sister's supposed to come, but I don't know what's going to happen. You know what? They said, somebody made a joke and they were being dead ass serious. Spirit has never had these problems. So bring y'all asses.
I also heard commentary that they want us to be afraid to leave here so no one leaves the United States so that they can hold whatever they're planning to do. They want us all here so they can do that ish, right? But they don't want us to go.
Domestic flights. These are domestic flights. At least keep the domestic the same. If you don't want us to go, that's fine. But can I get to Chicago once in a while? What's the problem?
You can't go.
I don't care what's going on. I'm not getting on Spirit. I don't care. I'm not getting on Spirit.
You don't get on Spirit anyway.
It's road trips all 2025 at this point because I just can't. I can't trust anything. That's how I'm feeling. So
look, Amtrak actually sent me a couple of emails hey, you can get a roomette for free. Get one. You buy one and you can have a room of somebody to ride with you for free. So it's half off. So, I don't know.
Have you seen the Sex and the City episode where Carrie and Samantha take the train from New York to California or whatever?
No.
And she
maybe I fell asleep during the episode.
She got a pimple and she was supposed to arrive to, one, present her book or something, but also meet big out there and whatever else. And it was just the most uncomfortable, non-luxurious way to travel, according to that specific episode. So as soon as you said that, I was like, Sex in the City, that sounds like it's gonna not work out for us.
Have you been on the Amtrak before?
Not like, you know what? I don't know if it was an Amtrak, but I took the train from London back to Manchester, but I don't know if it was Amtrak. What trains are there out there?
That's a really different system. Amtrak is actually the American like train system, whatever. It stands for something.
It's probably,
you know, they're not really that luxurious. People didn't really, you know, we're not putting that much money into trains for people to ride when I can just get on a 5-hour flight from LA to New York. So, but the ones that are nice, they're nice. They're pretty nice.
Well, we're staying on the ground, so I'm going to have to maybe look into something like that at some point when I'm ready to, like, when I have my coins together and we can be mobile again. Okay? The other little extra thought that I had is, you know, obviously we went out and I could not remember any events of the evening. So you were recapping me my story, but apparently you left out some details.
I couldn't tell the whole story. What did I leave out?
Okay, so I kissed the guy.
I don't remember seeing that.
Oh, well, I got it. The name of the person that I got it from is in our notes. And I think she was like, maybe you weren't looking at that moment in time, but like, I was like, was she outside? Like, she told me the story and I don't remember that part. She was like, oh no, well, you know, maybe she looked away at that moment in time.
Nah, girl, because there was moments you were disappearing, you were gone. And so I don't know, maybe I was turning my head, maybe I was walking inside, maybe I was trying to find you. But girl, you kissing somebody?
Apparently. And what's actually really funny is that another new aspect of the story is that apparently we were all just like chatting, you know, outside, and then like the guy, he had a friend or just somebody that he knew that walked up to him and like they acknowledged each other. And then all of a sudden I was like, ooh. And I like literally unhooked myself from the guy that apparently had been taking care of me and ran up to his friend and was like, and like hooked onto him. And like we walked inside. I was like, that was mad funny. Disrespectful.
That was funny. I mean, disrespectful, yes, but that was funny because you came back to him. It's like you didn't leave for that long, or maybe the guy was just like,
"Get away from me."
Yeah, like, whoa, chill. Because you came right back to him. You was just like, "Baby, you know, look,
I got eyes."
You was like
crazy.
It was just really fast. It was funny. But yeah, like, I only have so much time to tell the story. So I was just trying to tell
the story.
Like, the actual details that I vividly remember. And I was just like, yes, that was funny. That was interesting. Well, those were interesting to me. So, I mean, that's so funny as hell. You had a good night.
Thank you. I did not have a good next day.
Yeah.
What are your extra thoughts?
Okay, so listen to Goodbye to DEI. I still feel like my title 8, but because of censorship and all that, we really don't know what's happening in shadow ban and all of this. Like, I just feel like DEI or die is gonna eat. And I feel like what I'm gonna do is find the title and somebody's gonna have 1 million views and I'm gonna show y'all and y'all gonna be like, well, Jackie, you probably should have fought a little bit more. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna be me. Cause you know what? At the end of the day, I do this content shit. I really be thinking about it, okay? But still, we're gonna play it safe. And goodbye to DEI. Y'all enjoy the episode.
Is there an actual organization that's... Oh, no. Vote or Die is the name of an organization.
Vote or Die, yes. That's where I got it from.
We don't want to say that one because it belongs to somebody else.
Well, obviously, you know.
It belongs to somebody right now. There's
vote or there is Vote or Die. There's Get Rich or Die Trying. There is like Born to Die. All of these titles.
Movies are separate because the movies don't have to deal with an algorithm. We're talking about if we named it something on YouTube that like YouTube would like not highlight us. That's what we're talking about.
I feel like why not do it now while we're small, you know? It's one thing if we were getting like thousands of views and then we did that and we got nothing. That would be costly. Well, this was, what's 20 views? It's fine.
Tell us in the comments if you think that we should have named that episode DEI or Die, Make Jackie Happy, okay? But we're not changing the name. So
yeah, I was like y'all already, like we already here. I just said, look, y'all be playing it safe. I know that sometimes, you know, we want to be, you know, keen and nice, but it's just like sometimes you gotta go for the gusto. Sometimes you just never know. You can always change it later. So.
Well, safety and security are core values, okay, for me.
I know, but you know, like, you know how they say, I don't know. What's the phrase that they say? You got to take risks.
No risks without reward. No rewards without risk. What is it? Comment below what the saying is. Thanks, okay? All right, well.
I'm just saying, you got to take some risks sometimes. Got to be a little brave. That's it.
Anything else besides what we call the title?
Since you're so over it, this is my catch-up. You can be quiet.
It's the extra thoughts.
It is my extra thoughts on. Oh wait, it's not a catch-up yet. Sorry. Okay. All right, let me go back to it. So also with DEI, I just thought it was very interesting that I saw a clip with Don Lemon and Elon Musk on X, Twitter, of all places, and Don Lemon is like, why? And he's talking about having Black doctors and like expanding, you know, the medical system, because, you know, there's a lot of inequalities for Black people. You know, Black women are dying when they're giving birth. We're not believed. They feel like we can tolerate pain a lot more. And his response was, well, we don't want to lower our standards when it comes down to the standards of medicine. And Don Lemon's like, how? Why are you equating Black people with lowering standards? Because you feel like Black people are just lower in general. I mean, when I heard that, I was really surprised. And, you know, I took the moment to actually look into South Africa and its history in general. And when it comes down to apartheid, and it's a very dark history. Like the fact that a very small majority of white people that live there, there's literally 7% of white people own 70% of that land, and keeping the rest of, you know, the indigenous people, African people, my people, in these small concentrated areas, and we're not allowed to like congregate and mix around with each other. It's really telling. I'm just keeping it real. So the fact that this is the one, you know, speaking of sugar daddies, he is Trump's sugar daddy. Oh. And he's in charge right now. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. So, yeah. Again, no, DI does not lower standards. Everyone has the same standards. It's just opening up the opportunity for everyone, and not your fucking cousin that you met at a dinner party so long ago and needs a job. Okay?
Your cousin that you just met? That's crazy.
A lot of people, you know.
Yeah, no.
Somebody always got a job.
DEI is about access. We have not always had access. We were permitted. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, organizations were white men and nobody else. They would not consider anybody else for just because they liked each other. You know, like the sameness. They thought they were all great, whatever. So if I'm great, I'm going to think that somebody who looks like me is great. And like, that's how we're going to keep it. Real boys club, you know? And, yeah, DEI is about access, because we're not being intentional about other qualified people who exist. And so it's about providing access to those that are oftentimes overlooked. So it has nothing to do with standards, right? Because even in that clip, you know, he was talking about how like they all have to pass the same exams. They have to go through the same like courses and like the whatever. So where did the standards get lower?
Where did the standards lower?
Because they have to pass everything. Right. Yes. Yeah. And so, I don't know if we talked about it, but even the pilots on the planes were all white. There was one woman. So if they're going to talk about diversity, I guess it would be like from a gender perspective.
That's very interesting.
But
that's very interesting. 2
white men and a white woman. And they tried to conceal the white woman's identity. Well, the family, I guess, didn't want it revealed, but it came out. So, yeah. Really? What now? What now?
What now?
What now?
What?
Now.
Oh, the phrase is scared money don't make no money. That's the phrase. That's what I was going for.
Oh, okay.
All right. So now...
So now, get into your catch-up. Get into your catch-up.
Your catch-up. See, we're supposed to be about love, and it's about to be real.
We're about to fight.
We're about to fight real bad, okay? Just like he was trying to fight me.
No,
when
it
you was
wasn't.
drinking.
I
Yes,
was. Yeah.
He was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go listen back. Man.
I don't have memories about the actual experience.
Of course not. That's why we have to tell you.
All right. Well, let me tell you about another.
Ketchup.
Are you talking about you catch-upping or my catch-upping?
You told me to go first.
Go first then.
All right. So.
Oh,
I think that preparation
you
is
guys. Oh.
What? This is literally how the original podcast is. Like, we really be like, what? What do you mean?
I remember when we needed to be an hour, and Jackie would be like, okay.
Cut it. Cut the time.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Ultimately, I'm pretty good. I feel like my last couple of shifts has been tolerable. I feel like I was, how do I say this? I feel like I was really prepared when it came down to me showing up for work, because there's a level of anxiety that comes over me when I start a shift because I don't know who I'm going to encounter for that day. I don't know what side I'm going to be on, if I'm going to be working this side, this specialty, or this other specialty. I can't really say what I do because I feel like it'll be easy for people to find me. And also, I don't want to lose my job if somebody doesn't like what I say. That's me being a little bit more like secretive in that fashion. But overall, like, I felt more prepared these last couple of days, and I wasn't as exhausted as I was mentally and emotionally that I normally am. And I do feel like I'm a work in progress. So I'm really proud of myself when it comes down to that. And preparation is key. I am a fly-by-night person, very go with the flow, see what happens, but preparation is important. And I really want to take the time to really like advocate for myself when it comes down to preparation. So every day's a battle because today I wasn't really like feeling nothing. But, we show up, we do our best, and that's all I can do. But yeah, that's all I have for a catch-up.
How did you prepare yourself? What was different versus previous weeks?
I meal prep, made sure my home was clean, made sure I knew exactly where all my clothes were going to be. I knew what time I was supposed to leave out because I could predict the traffic. If I leave on the weekends, it's a little easier versus leaving on a weekday because of rush hour. And then when I get there, I had a moment to really center myself, and I really appreciated that. So,
Okay, good. All right, well, remember those techniques that helped you. Those are tools for you so that you can continue to implement them in future weeks, for sure. That's why I don't... No, go ahead.
No, I was just like, it's not going to really prepare me for what I'm going to see for real, but I just know that no matter what happens, we're just going to do our best.
I'm just like, it gives you, I love that you were like, I had a chance to like get there and like breathe. Cause I'm like, yeah, when you be rushing, you got all this already going on. And now you got to go in and be like, calm. And like, it's just that there's no transition point for that. So I like that. Like, yeah, you were able to just like, let me just mentally like prepare myself. Let me have this breather, take this moment, get myself right. Like, that is beautiful. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, girl. I be trying.
So I'm trying as well, but in a different realm, So in a line to like, so I went back to Urban Social. Actually, let's start this. So Erlene and I, we saw Cat Williams this past weekend, and it was good. It was long.
I was like, was it worth the price?
I mean, they had a lot of performers, so I see why maybe they were like charging that much, but not everybody was great. Now the show started at 8. Okay. We were a little bit behind because there was so much traffic. Like there was so much traffic. Anyway, that's not the important part of this catch up. So we saw Cat Williams, like they had 2 hours of openers. Me and Early, we kept looking at each other like, another one? When is Cat coming on the stage? Why?
2 hours?
2 hours. Okay, he didn't come on until 10 o'clock, and he was off by 10:45. Okay. I was like,
And what time you got there at 7?
It started at 8 and we were there we were probably in there like 8:30, 8:20. I don't know. There was so much traffic. So we had to find the parking. Like there was just a lot of traffic. Then we had to find parking. And then, there was like still a line coming in. Anyway, whatever. And I know like you think like Black people are going to be late. So maybe he's like taking that into consideration. But I'm like, who cares about the super late hoes? Okay. Like they'll learn their lesson one day, So
yeah, some people start on time. Some people don't.
Yeah.
A lot though.
So anyway, afterwards, Erling was just like, I'm out here, so I need to stay out here. So I was like, okay, what are we gonna do? Now, I'm still kind of in like recovery. I'm like, oh my God, too much alcohol, so I'm like, I want to like just be like chill. But we ended up at Urban Social because we didn't know where else to go. Y'all
are funny.
Maybe we got hoodwinked because there was a guy in the parking lot that was like, yeah, over on this side, we're charging for parking. It's $10, Venmo me. And I was like,
what? In the same parking lot we always park in? No. I've never paid anybody.
That's what we were saying. Like, since when they start doing this, and then we were walking in and we were like, I feel like we just got, And I was just whatever. So, yeah, scammers.
I love y'all Black people, but y'all, this is why I have so many comments about the nightlife when it comes down to y'all. Y'all got to charge for every fucking thing. You want to charge me $20 to park, $20 to get inside. I need a section. And then you're going to charge me $30, $40 for 3 freaking, like, chicken wings. What the hell? Anyway, I love y'all. Happy Black History Month. Go ahead.
That's wild.
Y'all know who I'm talking about, Houston. Okay, stop playing around.
All right. So we, finally arrived at Urban Social, and we were like, yeah, whatever. We got a beverage, and we were like, well, we want to sit. And so we ended up going outside, and there was like a guy sitting at this table, and I was like, is it just you? Could we take these other seats? He's like, yeah, just me, sit down. So we joined him at his table, introduced ourselves, like we were chatting a little bit. Erling was like, do you have friends? She was like, we're trying to expand our network. Do you know other people? Like, what's your story? Like, we're trying to just like meet people. And he just has family out here. So it was like, boo. Okay. Yeah, Erling started getting distracted and talking to people at the other table. And I was just like, left alone to talk to him. And I was just like, okay, yeah. And he's Nigerian, nothing against them, had an accent. So I was like, I don't really exactly know everything that you're trying to say to me. Also, and it's chilly. And, I'm not really feeling him physically. Like, there's nothing like terrible about him, but I'm just like, not in alignment with, my type. Yeah. So whatever.
Only if he was light skinned.
Because we wanted to sit down. Maybe, perhaps, but whatever. We wanted to sit and, enjoy our little beverages. So, anyway, we got to a point where he was like, oh, let's like exchange numbers or whatever. And I put my phone number in his phone, just, keeping an open mind. And all of a sudden, all my information comes up. I was like, my name, it says U of I. I'm like, what is all of this?
That's crazy.
Right? And I was like, are phones starting to like know me by number? Like, that's crazy. That's weird. And
Your college though?
So then I call myself, I put myself in and I call myself and I look at my phone. His name comes up in my phone.
Oh, bitch, y'all know each other.
We have met before. And this is the connection to your birthday. Apparently, I was looking at the date, which is not your birthday, but your birthday weekend. And I specifically see the one text messages, the exchange. I was like, oh, keeping my weekend open for my friend's birthday, blah, 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 yada, 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 yada. So apparently I met him last summer.
You met him last summer.
And I don't recall him. Probably because he's, again, physically not my type, not memorable. So I was like, whatever. All right. Fast forward, because he calls me, like the next day or whatever, and I answer, and, it's a Sunday. I'm like, what'd you do today? And he's like, oh, I actually went to like the Lakewood Church, and I was just like, oh, okay, like Joel Osteen's church. I don't really know anything about it, except didn't he like not open his doors one time during a natural disaster? Like, that's all I really know about him. So I don't know if like I vibe with that. And he was just like, what? We spent 20 minutes in a debate. One, this is our first conversation. Second, whatever conversation you want to consider this to be. Early. Debating me on something that I feel like is a moral compass conversation and not worth debating. Because I was like, it's a church. What is the point of a church if not to bring in the folks who need it most? And he was trying to talk about insurance. He was trying to talk about like, you're letting drug addicts and rapists into the building.
Whoa.
I'm like, why is that an assumption? Just because they're a vulnerable. He's like, well, if they need to go to the church, like who needs to go? Like, that's the audience. That's the demographic. Like, that's who's going to go. And I'm just like, anyway, I don't even, it's the whole specifics of the conversation were basically me being like, he has insurance, like, first and foremost, because he was like, they're going to steal from him and blah, 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 blah. And he's just like, I'm sure there's more people than just him to like ask about if this is okay. And he's like, do you think security wants to die, for protecting the church against these people? And I was like, isn't that the job of security? Like, you don't sign up to be security if you don't actually think that you're gonna die, or that you don't understand that that's what the job is. Just like you don't become a police officer, don't become a firefighter. Like, if you don't want to die and you put other people's lives at risk over your own. Like, we got into this whole thing, turned off, turned off. I actually was like, I really don't even like this whole conversation. I don't exactly like what you're saying. Like, I was like, I don't like it. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, I'm going to go to sleep. It's like 8:00. I'm going to bed. Thanks. It's a wrap for me, is what I'm saying. It's a wrap. And, what's interesting is...
You didn't like him anyway.
I didn't like him. And that's why I feel like I need to respect how I initially feel about people. Like, if I'm not feeling nothing, it's over. Why am I trying to just because, he's here. I'm trying to be open. He's employed. So, let's start somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. And this will go to what I have to say later on in our episode. But yeah, you should follow your first gut. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it, because you're not going to be yourself. Like, you have a way. I know when you like somebody. We all know when you like somebody. You're like, yeah, I'm about that.
You're mine.
When you're not,
forever.
Yeah, but when you're not, it's like you're just like, okay. You actually, you really. I'm not saying refer to them as an associate, but it's just like not even an associate. You kind of treat them like nobodies. Like,
yeah,
you don't even acknowledge them. Like, it's
kind
just
of.
so. It's funny, but then also it's just kind of like, let's not waste these people's time.
Me and Arlene were cracking up because he, while we were at Urban Social, put his hand on my knee, on my leg. I looked at his hand. I looked at him. I looked at her. I looked at his hand. I was like, and he moved it. I was like, why are you touching? I've literally given no indication that I like you. Like, I'm very... not cold, but just like, I'm not I'm not giving you any energy. So
why are you touching me?
And I like to be touched, but only if what? Anyway, that's it. That's the story.
So wait, I got a question. So wasn't that whole flood and everything that happened in Houston, didn't that happen during that time?
Yes.
So he's debating, saying
helping
that it's going to
people.
be... Okay, that sounds crazy. All right. Okay.
He was like, would you help people? Would you help strangers? And I was just like, first and foremost, I'm not a millionaire who owns a church.
Right.
But if my neighbors needed assistance and it was a state of emergency, I wouldn't shut the door in their face. And he still wanted to debate. He still wanted to argue. I was like, ew, get off my phone.
Wait, you say he was what? Well, you say he was Nigerian?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't go there.
I'm not. I'm trying to be better. I learned my lessons. I'm trying to be better.
I'm fucking dead. Can I say, I was actually just gonna teeter on what you might have said, Hassan. I
See,
do
Jackie,
think that,
we be here. We be here.
like, sometimes, and this is not everyone, this is not everybody, but people who have an idea of African Americans as a culture, like, sometimes they just think of them as bad people and criminals because of the things that you see in media. And my thing is, like, I understand you don't want to open your doors and something happens and you're responsible for the damages, but it's a church. It wasn't even you bought that from, didn't they buy it from the Rockets? Like, it's not a place that you literally built from the ground up. It's just a place that you purchased that I'm pretty sure you have insurance for. Everybody looked at him very different about that. And also, some people have an idea of him in general and that whole community as a whole, but I'll reserve that for later. But just, I can see why he probably said that, and it's probably not his fault for thinking like that, but I do think it's a poor way of thinking. That's it.
Yes. All right. Well,
was it nice? Was it politically correct how I said it? Like, I felt like
that was fine. Yeah. Good job.
You growing.
Okay, well, speaking about people who actually help the community, we are going to move into our extra Black segment of the podcast. This is a new segment that we're doing for Black History Month, where we're just going to talk about Black things. So someone who has been helpful, I'm just going to read it if y'all are okay, and I can't see y'all anymore. Okay, so just, shout out, talk whenever you'd like. We are going to highlight Sheila Jackson Lee. Although she was born in Queens, New York, Jackson Lee built her entire political career in Houston, Texas. She moved to Houston in the late 1970s and quickly became active in the community. So Sheila Jackson Lee was elected to the U.S. House in 1994 to represent Texas' 18th Congressional District, which includes much of Houston. This district was previously held by Barbara Jordan, who is also a legendary civil rights icon. And Jackson Lee continues Jordan's legacy. So in 1966, Barbara Jordan became the first African-American woman elected to the Texas State Senate. And then the 18th district, for some history, is a predominantly Black and historically significant, including parts of Houston's 3rd Ward and 5th Ward. So while Sheila Lee has had a long and impactful career, one monumental career-defining moment that stands out is her leadership on the H.R. 40, which is the Commission to Study and Develop Reparation Proposals for African Americans Act. All right, that's a long name, but H.R. 40, important. Remember that, because who wants reparations? We do. Okay. So why is that? What is the H.R. 40 and why is it so significant? The H.R. 40 is one of the most important and longstanding legislative efforts to address the legacy of slavery and systemic racism in the U.S. The bill does not mandate reparations, but calls for a formal government study on the lasting impacts of slavery and systemic discrimination. It was originally introduced in 1989 by Representative John Conyers. Sorry, John. Sorry if that's not how you say your last name. But Sheila Jackson Lee took over as lead sponsor after Conyers' retirement in 2017. And under her leadership, H.R. 40 has gained historic levels of support, including the first ever House Judiciary Committee hearing on reparations in 2019. And in 2021, the bill passed out of committee for the first time ever, which is a major step towards a full House vote. So shout out to Sheila Jackson Lee, because, I mean, she's doing the Lord's work, basically, like, or at least the Black Lord, the Black Jesus, okay? And trying to fight for our rights for reparations, which is important because we keep talking about, like, how a lot of people think that, like, Black people just are where we are at because we are lazy, because we are incompetent, because we cannot. But they're not really taking into account the 400-year head start that white individuals had off of our backs. And so reparations is really to account for that imbalance, that time difference that took place. And so, honestly, reparations is not new. I believe the Jewish folks after the Holocaust received some form of compensation, reparations, if you shall, to as an apology from German leadership doing what they did. So it's not the first time. Countries do this ish when they actually care about their people. So like the fact that it's a hard concept to understand is really unfortunate. So make sure if you are in Houston, she's alive. Sheila Jackson Lee is alive. And you can vote for her in 2 years, okay, to make sure that she stays an elected official and continues to fight for our rights. Thank you. Jacqueline?
Oh, that's right. Look, I was going to ask you, ask both of you guys. I know me. I don't, maybe I'll take the 40 acres, but I don't want the mule. What do you all feel like is an appropriate form of reparations for people at this time? Like for us?
I need to catch myself up on like the research because there are people who have actually done legitimately like studies to understand like what that 40 acres and a mule would amount to today. But if that's what we were promised and would have got us to equity, then that's what we should have in today's time. I'm interested why you don't want the mule. I don't know if they specifically were going to literally give a mule. Like, I don't know, like, again, if that's just like a saying or like literally. But also like a lot of, honestly, independent farming or like having your own farmland is really important because when the world dies, you have your land. You have your crops that you're growing. You're not really depending on other people, right? So I'm like, the mule like will help you do all those things. I don't know, maybe it's a couple chickens and some cows.
Yeah, we definitely need the our own crops because how vegetables and broccoli right now killing folks.
Broccoli's killing folks. Be careful where y'all
That's
are.
crazy.
How y'all eat your broccoli. Maybe take a moment off.
Cheddar soup for you, baby. No more Panera. Look, can I say that no, I don't want the mule. I'll definitely take the 40 acres because I could do so much with that. But I think that if we take a moment and study how we have literally been pushed down so this country could be pushed up, and how like there's this just uneven distribution of wealth, at the very least, we need to have free healthcare and free college education at the very least, or at least wipe our loans away. Something, you know? And if you do get a lump sum of money, I feel like it'll be good because at the end of the day, there are going to be people who save and invested back into our country, and then some just going to spend it and waste it, and they just going to do what they want to do. But that's their business. I just hate the fact that, you know, they're attacking the Department of Education and they're really just trying to push this dirty history that they have down into the ground. Because to be honest with you, you talk about a 400-year head start. At the end of the day, I feel like we got we're right now 60 years, not even, like, because during the 80s you had the start of the crack epidemic and then the mass imprisonment. Like, there are just always things put in place to stop us from advancing, and things that are put in place that negatively affect us the most. So give us our things. Shout out to you.
I'm like, I know you can't unburn, you know, the Black Wall Street, you know, Tulsa and all of these like really thriving communities when we were trying to get ourselves together, right? Like, y'all burnt that ish down. So, I mean, yeah, you're exactly right. Include those years into it as well, because yeah, and maybe a mule is like a car. Like, maybe we all get a car, not a Tesla.
Give me a car. I'll take a car. Look, I'll take 40
You get a car. You get a car.
And my student loans paid off. Okay, I'm in healthcare
student loans
anyway, so they're gonna be forgiven.
Reimburse the ones that I've already paid as well. Don't just pay off the rest. Okay, I've been paying for 11 years. Okay, give me what I've already paid. We've been out of college for 11 years, girl.
You know what's funny? If you actually, that would have required you to like take us like lesser pay over the years. But the fact that you've been paying for 10 years, wouldn't you qualify for like forgiveness after a while, or no?
I think that's just only
No.
with certain positions. It's like
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know that's
I'm
like
not.
I know with
that's for
teachers.
like
Teachers.
healthcare nurses and like people who work in like Medicaid, Medicare, stuff like that. That's one of the reasons why I kind of low key got into this, because I'm like, I ain't trying to pay this forever. So, yeah.
Nope,
But I feel like there should
definitely.
be something.
Nope.
But okay.
Nope. All right, cool. So that takes us to our extra segment of the podcast. This is our pop culture, things in the news, things on the internet segment. And so we have two things that we're going to discuss. This might be a little after the fact, but if you're like me and you're not up to date with anything and this is where you get your first information, we're going to talk about the Grammys.
Yeah, it's not too much because I didn't get to watch it for real because I don't have access to cable, but I think they stream, but I still don't, I'm not going to watch it. Sorry. I wasn't really interested until I saw the winners. I was actually at work when it was happening.
Even
scrolling
before
through.
that, even before the winners, I'm sorry. You have to go to the red
you wasn't
carpet.
interested. Oh, ooh, okay. Red carpet. Let's talk about, okay.
You're like, I want to talk about looks. Are you going to go into fashion first or what?
Kind of, sort
don't have
of.
much-
Kind of, sort of.
Because are we going to talk about the Smiths?
I was just
Are we
going
going
to
to
say
talk about
Jaden.
Kanye?
Yeah, we're just going to talk about both of them. We'll go with the
Okay.
Smiths first.
Yeah, let's do them real fast.
Willow
Willow,
ate down.
good.
I don't even, like, her eyes are beautiful. She
Yeah,
ate
looks
body
like
tea.
something.
That's it. That's what I got.
She looks like something out of this earth. I don't know. She just looks very different.
She's
Something
too good
about
for
her looks
Earth.
Very, very exotic. Very beautiful girl. Now her brother,
He ate too. You ain't see what he had on?
He has something
he
on his
ate the
head.
house.
Yeah. Yeah, he ate
was
too.
that?
It was a house.
It's fashion. It's,
You
do
know
what
what?
you do.
Let's get to the other shit. Y'all be thinking everything is fashion, but that woman was naked, okay? I don't care.
That's why they
Let's-
got ejected. Go ahead.
So
They-
no. They didn't get ejected.
They didn't get ejected.
Yeah, Kanye
apparently.
came. He wasn't invited. Even though he was nominated, he wasn't invited. So he just came there and came with his wife. And she was butt ass naked. I don't even know why. And then they just left. So
Did it look like she didn't want to do it at the last minute? Because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
been a
yeah,
part
yeah,
of the
yeah.
social discord. Is like she looked over at him, they exchanged some information. It seemed like, again, don't nobody know. We're all just like making assumptions off of the little interaction that was seen. But it kind of looked like,
know.
even if it was her idea, that she was having second thoughts.
It wasn't her idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
I think that was Kanye's.
She
That
is-
was Kanye's.
I'm gonna say this, and mark my words, we'll be hearing about this later on from her victimhood.
Yeah.
But it's giving. She's Cassie
Allegedly.
2.0. Allegedly, but it's giving Cassie 2.0. Okay. Now you got this woman parading around here. You got kids on. You saw that picture with that boy looking at this 12-year-old boy looking at her butt ass naked on the red carpet. It was disturbing. And the thing is, y'all was really getting on Janet for that little tiny piece of nipple. You could barely see.
Right.
And now you got this woman out here. We don't know who she is, but the thing is, I think Kanye's having a manic episode. This is just my personal opinion, because he just had a Twitter rant right before, and he was saying some other things. So, let me not, use mental health as like, I have this problem and I don't do that. But he goes through these phases of like seclusion and then high manic energy. Something that I'm kind of familiar with. And I'm just like, I've seen this before. It's giving episode. And I really don't know what that woman is going through. But I'm going to tell you, unfortunately, the sugaring lifestyle and all that stuff, you might be doing some things that you don't want to do for, a check, because you're in survival mode. I don't know where she's coming from. I don't know what her background is, but she ain't trying to go back home. So she's just going to go and drop that coat for everyone to see. Like, baby, you look, first off, let me not go at how people look. I just didn't like it.
Yeah,
Something
it
that
was horrible. I would say it's a time and place for everything, but there's no time for it unless you at home with you and your wife. Like, to come outside, and I didn't even know it was a little boy that was just staring there. Like, but still in all, like, you never know who's watching TV. Kids might be watching the TV and then they see your wife. Like, don't nobody want to see your wife naked. Like, it's your wife. Like, cover her up. Like, stop.
I mean,
Nobody want to see that booty.
some people do.
Yeah, some people do.
It's just like,
Yeah.
put it on OnlyFans and have them pay for it or something.
Yeah.
Okay. There was also some other controversy that happened on the red carpet. The Babyface interview that AP did. It's nothing, Babyface was disrespected on the carpet because the interviewers saw Chappell Roan come through, and in the middle of the interview, one of the women was just like, Chappell. And Babyface was like, oh, y'all want to talk to her?
Yeah,
oh, okay,
Babyface was so smooth with it. Like,
He was like, go do that.
he was like, yeah, go do that. He was like, go do that. Like, and he did it in such a way to where it's like, you think he was just being like, just calm and cool. But at the same time, if you know Babyface was like, oh, that's what you want to do? All right, go ahead.
That is a class act, okay? That is a class act because these are there's a lot of people who gave them grace. Like, oh, they're two young girls and journalists. They don't, they're more excited about Chappell Roan. They probably can't even name 3 Babyface songs off the top of their head. But that's the thing is, that's your job as a journalist. If you're talking to somebody, at least know something about them.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even
put it. My bad. Go ahead.
I was listening to the Higher Learning podcast, and they were talking about, like, there are other people that are a part of your team, right? Like, we as viewers see the 2 people interviewing and who they're interviewing. And they're like, no, there's producers, there's people in your ear that are like, okay, Chappell's coming, like, make sure, like, Chappell's coming, like, just a heads up. Or there could have been an assistant that went and was like, hey, we want to interview you next, like, come, make sure that you come up. Like, there are other ways that, like, and team members that could also ensure that you get an interview. Yes, Chappell Roan is who she is right now. And like,
I don't know
you don't want to, well, she just won a Grammy, but like, you don't want to miss out on someone who's an up and coming artist and like has so much attention and things like that. And I really liked what like Van Lathan said on the podcast. He was just like, here's a lesson in media. He was like, honestly, it's a great time to get a moment that probably nobody else would get. Like, oh my gosh, Babyface, do you actually know Chappell? Like, y'all are both really great artists. Like, you produce R&B and pop music and she's a pop singer. Like, come, let's interact with you. Like, and then you don't know what they're about to do. You don't know what they're about to say, what magic that could be. But it's also just like something that no one else is going to have is like this interaction, right? And so like that is a way that like you could have handled it. And I thought that was great advice. I'm like, okay, make sure that they like co-mingle. But I also just want to comment that like Raven Simone's video is like trending in regards to this situation because, apparently Raven, something similar happened to Raven to, Kendall Jenner. Like she was behind and getting an interview and Kendall Jenner was behind and they were like, oh, make sure you like, a producer was just like, make sure like we talk to Kendall's here, we got to wrap this up or whatever. And she's like, oh, somebody else more important. Okay, it's fine. And I'll go. But what's making it viral is that when Raven was on The View recapping this moment, she was very exaggerated. Like you put the 2 clips side by side of like what actually happened and then how Raven told this story. And she was like, she literally like yelled and slammed me out the way and was like, you ain't like the way that Raven told it, and then you look at the video.
Has been disappointing me for a while now. So when you brought up her name, I was just like, what's she gonna say now? Because I don't know. I liked her better when she was quiet. But
yeah, the fact that she's not claiming blackness is really weird.
Oh, that's when she lost me. I was just like, baby, whatever you like to do, you can be whoever you want to be, okay? Because
yeah.
whatever.
But also speaking of Chappell Roan on the carpet, she had really great interviews that I really appreciated. She was like standing up for transgender rights and like, I love someone who uses their opportunity to also speak truth, like like, I use this platform to have these kind of conversations. Like, I'm like, you know what? I heard of Chaperone, like her name, but never really was interested in like exploring her music. Like, there was nothing really that like pulled me that way, but I will support a good, valued human. So I really appreciated that she took her moment on the carpet to advocate for transgender rights. And then even in her award speech, she took time to just advocate for everybody in the crowd, all the artists, talking about like fair wages for artists and healthcare for artists and things like that. I was like, you better speak, girl, when you on a mic, okay? Use that little white privilege you got. Thank you. Okay. So shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to her. I don't know who she is, but I mean, it seems like she's standing for good causes. So shouts out to her.
Other white women that I liked, Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, she's so cute to me.
She's so cute, right? I really enjoyed her performance. The first time I saw Sabrina, she was in like a movie that was about dancing. And I was like, this little white girl can dance, okay? I don't know what movie. I'll have to get the title for y'all. But she was in this movie and I was like, who is that girl? And my little sister, obviously, you know, we're all white. She was like, oh my God, that's Sabrina. She's been like a singer forever. But now she's getting her like thing. I really liked her performance. I'm glad that she won something. She won something. So good for her to win a Grammy, one of them. Probably pop music, pop something, maybe. But
hopefully.
I liked her.
Espresso was pretty cute. It's been everywhere. You know, I love Espresso Martini. I actually just purchased her, like, I went to Dunkin' Donuts, Erica, for a coffee. No Starbucks, y'all. Okay,
better, but Dunkin' is still on the list. But...
But anyway, I bought a Sabrina Carpenter shaken espresso. It wasn't bad.
Yeah. I think she won for please.
You bought, first of all, you went to Dunkin' Donuts. And then
y'all are gonna
a white person,
you know what,
drink on Black History Month. All of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're welcome. It wasn't Starbucks. Y'all killing me, okay? Just know we gotta stop doing everything on, like, literally everything's connected to some form of exploitation and like injustice somewhere. Y'all need to drop these iPhones. Y'all need to stop shopping on Shein. You can't get them no way.
I've never watched anything on Shein. Stuff.
Even look, fast fashion is killing y'all, okay?
It's been a minute for Fashion Nova as well.
You can't go to Marshalls. You can't go to Target. You can't go to Aldi's. You can't go nowhere. Well, you wasn't shopping at Aldi's anyway.
I wasn't.
Whatever.
I can't believe y'all shop at the.
Okay. There's just one more black woman that I want to talk about one more white woman I want to talk about before we get into it. First, I got her from a black woman, this comment. Impressive girl. And she was just like, is Taylor always beginning at award shows? Like, she's always up out her seat, looking like she's having like a great time. And, she was just speculating, like, I'm interested in her drinking habits. Like, impressive is. She's like, does she have a problem? May she have a problem? Now, again, allegedly, we love you. Okay, I don't know.
I think everybody was getting turned up there because Beyonce had her little Sir Davis. We'll get to her in a second. Sabrina, she definitely had her little matching flask. And it was super cute. Everybody was getting turned up in there. Now, I'll say Taylor, she's very enthusiastic. She's an enthusiastic person. Because every time I see her and she's not on stage, she's cheering somebody on. She's just doing the most. And sometimes I'll be like, this is mad cringy. Ugh. All right, let's get to it. So congratulations to Kendrick Lamar. He won not one, not two, not three. He won 5 Grammys for Not Like Us, which is crazy.
He won every nomination.
I'm dead. This is hilarious. I just want to say, like, when I first heard the song, I was like, oh, this shit is good. But, like, who would have thought this is how we would have ended the year? And he's going to do it at the Super Bowl. Let's wrap it up with a nice bow and, call it a day. People are so like, ooh, Drake, y'all killing Drake's career. Drake is going to be fucking fine because Drake has been corny since the day he popped out. And he'll still continue to be corny until the day he dies. So he's just going to have his little moment. But all he got to do is come out with a poppin' ass song and y'all going to go right back to what y'all were doing. I mean, it's fine. Let's just give Kendrick his things. And, it is what it is. He won. That's it.
Everyone's commenting on the fact that he went up there and accepted the awards wearing a Canadian tuxedo.
That was funny.
So more jabs for the Canadian Drake, okay? Just to really just
He's like, he really is one of those people that's just like, if you come at me, I'm going to come at you very hard, more than you ever thought. Very calculated. And then he just goes back in his hole and don't say nothing else. It's so funny to me, but that's just the type of petty I like. Like real, like, okay, I see what you're doing. And you may not feel me right now, but you're going to feel me later.
And it goes to show you that how the industry as a whole really don't fuck with Drake. Because even at the Grammys, when he won that last award and they played the part, normally they'll play the chorus of the song. No, they played the part where it was coming to A minor, and you could hear everybody in the crowd saying A minor. You got Taylor Swift dancing. I was just like, yeah, they don't fuck.
Beyonce was caught dancing.
Blue Ivy over here singing it. Y'all, I really can't stand Beyonce fans. They are too much for me, but whatever.
They all got a mental illness.
Someone was also saying that, like, who was there, that was like, honestly, like every commercial break, like that song was playing in the background. Like they just continued to keep playing the song like the entire night. I was like, oh snap.
Y'all can't tell me that Drake, whatever, we don't know him as a person because we haven't had a conversation with this man.
Right.
But there is something that happened like way before this happened. Like he has done a lot of people dirty from what we've heard throughout this whole beef and hearing about the lore behind the scenes and music. But like he is definitely, it seems like he's just definitely about himself. Now me, I never found him attractive and I always thought he was kind of corny as a person. But it's just, I don't know. I just find it interesting that like people are like all in agreement. But also it could be groupthink and people love riding D, you know, especially on the winning team. So who knows? Like I said, y'all just gonna give him his little issues right now. But as soon as he come out with a song, y'all gonna be like, oh, Drake. You know, I'm still listen because, you know, I like Drake too.
Yeah, he does have an album with Party Next Door coming out. Valentines Day. I'm definitely listening to that.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm listening
you
to
know,
that.
I love a little toxic shit.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Okay, well, speaking of toxic, Chris Brown won finally a Grammy. It has been like a really long time since he has won because, you know, everyone blackballed him. So shout out to him. I can't remember if it was what song it was off of 1111, but
it was the album. He won the album. Yeah.
Very nice.
That was good. Look, Residuals, you know, Residuals is playing in my house, okay? It went double, triple platinum, okay? Yeah, a good song's a good song, okay?
All right. Other winners, we had Doechii, who won an award for best rap album, and she is the third woman ever, Black woman? Maybe I should be more specific, to win that award. Apparently it has only gone to Lauryn Hill and Cardi B before her. And I just appreciated her speech, you know, also just like her journey. I don't really know a lot, you know, I only like a couple of the songs. Sorry. Y'all know I'm not a rap girly. But like, I appreciate that she was like, you know, I lost my job and, you know, really committed myself to this. It's been a long 5 years. I got sober and, you know, don't let nobody tell you that you can't do nothing. And I said, I
love that about her. Like, I don't know. I'm not too deep into her music like that. I really did like, you know, what's that one song? What It Is, Ho, What's Up? Because, you know, I love a little Trillville.
Was that her?
Yeah, that was her.
Oh.
Wait, what?
You know that song? What it is, ho? What's up? Every good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is that Doechii?
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But the way you were singing the first time, I was just like, wait, that's Trillville. But then when you sang like that,
sing, so. But yeah, that's Doechii, and she had. I mean, I didn't like the version with Kodak Black.
Thank you.
But yeah, that was my introduction to her, and I was just like, okay. But she's such a shapeshifter, and she can go in and out of different styles. And now she's doing her boom bap type of rap, and you know, I'm impressed. You know, I hope they play her stuff more because honestly, I wasn't really hearing too much about, you know, the album itself. But I heard about Denial as a River. That was a pretty interesting video. And when she performs, she always gives it her best. I love somebody that can perform, okay? You can dance, you can sing. Yes, you put on a show. You know, you don't just hold a mic.
Before we get to
can I say
the
this before?
okay,
I'm sorry. My last part. I just thought about it. You know, Lauryn Hill won, Cardi B won, and Doechii won. But the thing is, they all have something in common. That was their only album, and I want her to continue to make music. That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, continue to make music. I support that. One other person that I want to talk about before we get to like obviously the big moment of the night is Cynthia Erivo when she was doing her Quincy Jones tribute. I'm just like, she could sing. Okay.
She could sing down.
Like, that's all I really wanted to say is like, she needs to have more visibility. Obviously, Wicked is like skyrocketing her, but I hope that's like not a one and done like project. She needs to really like be out here, do something, go Broadway. I don't know. She needs to be out here.
Yeah, she definitely has a voice. I think her previous comments on Black people, Black Americans, kind of stifled her a little bit.
What'd she say?
I did not hear the exact quote, but, and I don't want to say it verbatim, but people, every time I see something online, it's always people like, but she don't like Black Americans, but she always got something to say about Black Americans. And I'm like, I don't know what the quote was, but she got some haters out here, and the haters look like us. So, but overall, I think she's a talent in itself, but that may be a reason why she's probably not getting like too far. But you know,
that should take her farther with the white hoes. I mean, they're the ones in charge.
Like,
so they should be like, oh, you don't like them either? Cool, come be with us.
Yeah, I'm like, look, she'll be fine. That's why I was just like, well, you know, it's not like what's that boy name who said he talked about like dark skinned girls and red lipstick and also what was that one guy name? It's not Chingy, because Chingy was with that trans girl. Well, that was what was that other guy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Give me the business. Give me the business.
Oh, you're talking about damn, what is his name?
Cause you know exactly what I wanna do. What's that?
I know it. Caught on. I have no idea though, but I recognize.
What's the name of that song? But anyway, he was Young Berg. There we go.
I'll say Young Berg, but he's a producer now that goes.
He's a producer now, but he had to switch his name up. But low key, just like don't attack your like core audience or people who want to see you win, because Black people, we do want to see each other win. We really do. That's it. That's all I.
Well, one last winner of the night was the Queen Bee herself. She won 2 Grammys for Cowboy Carter. She won the country album and the album of the year, and that's very monumental for her because she's been doing this for so long and has not won album of the year, when we all know that there was at least one album that she should have won for. Do you believe that Cowboy Carter is the album of the year? Is it deserving?
I would say this. Album of the year is kind of hard to say, but I get why the Grammys gave it to her, because they owed her one. So I get that. And you have some other albums out there that would have been the best album of the year, but I get why they gave it to her, because they did owe her that. So, it's whatever. Look, I'm room for anybody Black, so take it how we take it. But yeah, they did owe her that. So I mean, you might get some snubs somewhere else, but look, they owed her that.
Look, the Grammys always have a weird history with giving out awards, because they didn't give Kendrick anything for Good Kid, Mad City, one of his best albums in my opinion, and then they gave it to him later on, and then you have like who else was getting snubbed? Nicki Minaj has never won anything in her whole entire career, which I feel like is crazy because she literally was doing this shit by herself for a long time. But I heard she pissed some people off in the back. And then you have Jay-Z going off and saying, you know, this girl, this woman, my wife, she's been working so hard and she's never won Album of the Year. And the next year she wins Album of the Year. And hence, probably why she looked really shocked. Like, oh, really? This album? This album? In my opinion, she had better work. I'm not a country music fan, but I'm very happy she at least got some, you know, got it somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think a lot of people are talking about, like, Jay-Z really going off on them so publicly, being, like, a contributing factor. I think that, yeah, to me personally, I'm not like a huge country fan. Now there are songs that I like. Like I also like that Two Most Wanted, you know, won for best duet, right? I like that song with Miley Cyrus. I thought that was probably like my favorite song on the album. It's like the only one that I really kind of go back to.
I never heard it. And then
oh my
she won
gosh.
a Grammy for that one too, right?
Yes, she did. So she won more than 2 Grammys. Yeah, because that one won. Which also, did you see Miley and Shabuzi looking at each other?
Yeah, I know what that look is. Like, oh, you want it? I want it too.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
I'd watch.
I fuck Shabuzi, okay? He's kind of hot to me. He's my type, obviously. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I have on the Grammys. Anything else for anybody else?
Actually,
we can move into our game.
Yeah, we can move into it since Jackie talked about, you know, Kanye's wife being a sugar baby. So I thought of a game for you guys, you know, in the spirit of Valentine's Day. And also, you know, the next day after that is not
Side chick.
Side chick day. There you go.
Official side chick day.
So the game I have here is called Marry, Fuck, Sugar Daddy. So I'm gonna pick 3 people. So you gotta put in order who you would marry, who you fuck, and who you would choose as a sugar daddy. So if you don't know these people's names, that's cool. I'll, you know, let y'all look them up so y'all can see.
I'm like, yeah.
All right. So the first one, we are gonna do Michael B. Jordan. Okay.
Okay. Next.
Jesse Williams.
Okay.
And then the third one is Amari Hardwick.
Okay. Look. All right.
I think I know, but I don't know these people's net worths to even pick who is the sugar daddy. But okay. I think there was an image of Jesse Williams' dick out there, and I think people liked it.
Yes, girl, that's exactly what I thought of. That shit was hanging. Okay,
oh my God.
That shit was heavy. Okay, I was like, wow, that's some heavy ass dick.
So y'all know that I don't be swearing. So we're gonna have sex with Jesse. I think that I'm gonna marry Amari Hardwick, and I think that Michael B. He might have enough money to throw it this way, right? So I think I'm gonna go with him as my sugar daddy. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, girl. I am. Oof. It's like I really like who Jesse Williams is as a person, and he has a big dick. So
didn't he have some controversy?
Did
he? Yeah, with like didn't he like cheat on his whole wife and they like totally got a divorce or something? I feel like he did something messy. Okay.
I thought you were gonna say some other shit. That's some regular nigga shit. He just got on and left her, okay? I might marry that because that's some nice. You know me. I know.
Is it boyfriend dick or is it like this a good time dick?
Oh, actually, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna just fuck him because that dick's a little too big for every day. Okay, but I can't spin around on that every night. That's too much. I'll marry Michael B. Jordan. Like, I feel like we'll have a lot of fun passion projects, and he's just really cool. And then Omari, he can be my sugar daddy because I don't even like him. Like, we can just have it. Like, we can just have an arrangement. Like, you can just come. We can have a little date or two. You can drop off your money, and then you can leave, okay? Because I don't like you. I just lost the love of my life, Tasha. I don't know. It's like
I didn't watch Power, so I don't.
I hated Power.
It's not like for that. I actually think that Amari is finer than Michael.
But I don't know. He's also. He's just not my type. Like
I haven't seen him do interviews or anything, so I can't even base it off of like real like personalities. I don't even know.
He's probably nice. He's been bitching since about his pay on Power and all that stuff, and how they continued on without him because they killed off Ghost and shit. But my thing is like he just gives not my nigga energy, so he can just give me money and call it a day.
Next.
All right, next we have, in honor of the Super Bowl that's coming up, Jalen Hurts, Shamar Moore, and Ben Bagley. He played in You on YouTube. Oh, not YouTube, on he played You in Netflix.
Penn Badgley.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Dang, what's they dicks look like?
I can't tell you. I wouldn't even know. I can't tell you.
How am I supposed to decide? Because you put all these men are fine. I'm not gonna lie.
I know what I'm doing.
Go ahead.
You know what? Because I just like that type of guy. I would marry Penn Badgley. I really like him. Shamar Moore can give me money. And then I'm gonna fuck the shit out of Jalen Hurts. He's sexy. And he's from Houston. Fine. He ain't shit. I can tell he ain't nothing but a good fuck. I can tell.
Yeah. Dang, that's crazy. So that's crazy.
I think
that's beautiful. I know. But he just looked like a problem though. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe we could get married because he's a Leo. So we probably could like really get, we probably have some understanding.
Not you know this man's sign.
That it actually popped up somewhere because I was like, like, damn, this is a fine man,
Yeah. Okay. Well, I am going to marry Shamar, and
Why?
What do you mean? Why?
Go ahead, girl.
Is this not who I think this is?
Yeah, Shamar Moore.
Okay. I'm definitely gonna marry him. I'm gonna marry him. I am going to have sex with Jalen, and I'm gonna let Penn be my sugar daddy because, sorry, I'm going with the black dick in my vagina. I'm so sorry, Penn.
It's equal opportunity coochie over here. So
okay, one more.
Well, not everybody now.
All right, one more. Michael Ealy.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Then we got Idris Elba.
Idris.
And then the last one, Skip Bayless.
Oh, you
one
went.
more time.
Yeah.
Say the name one more time.
Skip Bayless.
Oh, okay.
He definitely can be my sugar daddy, okay? Because you ain't coming nowhere near me, okay? You better come.
I mean,
he dropping
1.5 automatically.
Look, I'm with it, okay? Look, you know what? I'll do it for 3, but I'll take the 1.5. Just don't tell nobody you gave it to me because I'm not trying to pay no taxes, okay? Idris can be my husband, and then Michael Ealy, I can fuck that a little bit. I'm trying to see what's up, but I still can't look at him the same since for Color Girls. I don't know why. I just can't do it. That's just me.
Well, we have the exact same rating because, I'm marrying Idris for sure. Skip. Yeah, pay me for sure, definitely. And Michael Ealy, I know a lot of people like his eyes and whatnot. They're a little scary, but sure, we can have sex.
Sure, we can do
that. Wait. Okay, I got one more because I forgot this person.
Okay, come on. I'm actually enjoying this.
Chris Brown.
Okay.
Aaron Pierre.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I ain't liking this already. Go ahead. Come on.
And the last one, Rotimi.
Dang.
I I really
Okay,
don't like
so
the way
I
he
think that
looks.
I think I'm going to marry Aaron Pierre. I think I'm going to have
Wait, how
sex
you
with
say?
Rotimi, and I think I'm going to let Chris Brown be my sugar daddy. I say that because I don't believe Rotimi has the money to be my sugar daddy, so I don't really want to have sex with him, but he ain't got no money. So I guess I will just have sex with him because this is the game. Aaron Pierre, yeah, you got a dick and you got the looks, so I'm going to marry you. Chris Brown, you have money and a dick. Unfortunately, I could still have sex with you for the money. But I don't.
Okay.
I think Chris's bag is bigger than Rotimi, so we're gonna have to have Chris Brown be the sugar daddy, and I can still have sex with my sugar daddy, unlike some other people.
Okay. I guess I could let Chris Brown be my sugar daddy a little bit.
What were
only
you gonna say
because
before me?
I saw
feel
his
like
penis, and I didn't really like the way it looked. I don't like pencil, so it's long but it's skinny. I don't really do those. I ain't trying to get stabbed up all day. Aaron Pierre, he's not really my type of guy, but he seems cool. We could fuck. And I'll marry Rotimi. I like his music, but I'm not really attracted to him, but we probably could have a good time. Actually, great conversation. I actually heard him on a couple of podcasts, and I think he's cool. He's interesting. So I can marry him. Fine.
He seems sweet.
How you gonna say, wait, did you say you were gonna fuck Michael Ealy? You said his eyes were scary, but you think Aaron Pierre is worth marrying? He got the same eyes.
He does. They're a little creepy too, but he at least has a British accent.
Oh, okay. Sure. Okay, next. All right. That was fun. Is that all for? Is that all?
Yeah, that was all. That was all. Look at you. You want to know some more? No, that was all.
She's like, let's play again. Fun.
I just know it's just like it's so interesting. Like you really gotta like think about. You should have worn a fedora while you was giving us these.
I ain't feel like trying to put that thing back on.
I know you was fighting that thing.
I swear.
Okay.
And
but honestly, yeah, it's just so funny. Like my justification for things, I'm just like, I don't like you at all. Skip Bayless wasn't hard though.
No.
At all. Okay.
No.
I mean, you never know. He probably was. Give you that 1.5. He probably is hard.
Oh hell yeah! Come get. Look, come get it. Okay.
Well, that takes us into our main topic. We're talking about love, not just sex, not just money. Okay, we're going to try and talk about love. But guess what? Not a single one of us are in love. Okay. All right.
No, we are single as a Pringle. All of us.
Super. Okay. The most single I've ever been.
It's okay.
So, this is the season of love. We got Valentine's Day going on, Galentine's Day, if you shall. I don't know what we're going to call it with Hassan, but, it's a day of love. And so how are you celebrating Galentine's Day, Valentine's Day? You doing it? What you doing?
Me? Well, I was invited to a brunch, so I'm going to do that. I thought that was really sweet. So I just love celebrating with the girls because we're so, we just do the little fun, frou-frou things. Guys who get on girls for doing that, y'all just jealous, okay? Because you can't hang out with your homeboys without seeming, homosexual. But what's wrong with being homosexual,
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right? For myself, I definitely am going to be working on Valentine's Day, which sucks. I have a date on the 15th, but
a date or a date like the game we were just playing.
Yeah, we have a date. It's just kind of like we're gonna have a good time. It's his birthday, so we're gonna have a good time. And
oh, look at you! What you gonna do for his birthday? What you gonna do for his birthday? What you gonna do his birthday?
Not a damn thing. Look, we're just gonna have a good time. And he said he wants to go dancing, so we're gonna go dancing.
Oh,
snap. Shoot! He's about to show you.
Close to you.
About to cut a rug.
That's fine.
Touch that booty.
Fine.
Yeah, he
I
definitely
got a dress
is.
for him too.
Wait, you got a dress for him?
Look. Well, I have a dress I haven't worn yet that I was just like, oh, great. I haven't been on a date this year, so I'm like, oh, an opportunity. So Let's do it.
I hope you
and
have
for
fun
myself,
and
I'm just
secure
gonna have
cash.
fun.
Good. I was just trying to say, like, I hope you have fun and secure some cash. All right, make that dress do what it do. Okay. Yeah, obviously. So, we're going to the same brunch. So, that's what we got going on. And I was telling the hostess, I was like, okay, you in your hosting bag this year, I see. Okay. So, yeah, that'll be a great time. I'm excited about that. Looking forward to that. I didn't have any plans to do anything with anybody else. Still don't have plans, romantically. And even plans for myself. I'm like, the brunch is plans for myself. I don't have a job yet. So, like, that money getting spent is for me too. So, that's what that is. Yeah, that's what I got going on. Mm-hmm. So, since we are single, okay, we can't really talk about relationships. And I'm not even trying to poo-poo on being single. Like, I'm not mad at it. Anyway, I would like a dick, but I'm not mad at it. So what do you feel like is the best thing about being single?
You have your time. You are in charge of your time, and you are not you don't have to be accountable for anybody else's feelings. It's just that wave of freedom that is just, if you really tap into that, you can be creative. You can tap into your health, your own self-esteem. My single season is where I'm the most powerful. That's how I know I need to be with somebody like really great for me to break that off.
I mean, I literally agree. I'm like, to me, I think of what you're saying, and I think like energetically. I almost think about having a man like having a kid, which is so unfortunate. That probably means I'd be picking the wrong man, because it should not feel like a chore.
I'm glad you said
Look,
it.
come on. You better. But the thing is, we are guilt tripped into these type of relationships because we feel like we can't ask for equal partnership. They want us to come home.
My Venus, if anyone's into astrology, my Venus is in Libra. And so I am very much so about equal partnership. So what the F am I doing? But yeah, I'm with you 1,000%. Like, you can manage your energy so much better. Like, you think it's hard to manage yourself. Now you also have to consider somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, honestly, yeah, the best thing about being single is like, you are free to move about the cabin. Okay, you can do whatever you would like, whenever you would like. Like, also, you ain't got anyone to disappoint you. Not that like men are disappointments, but like my lived experience is these hoes are disappointing. Okay, so everybody disappoints me. Actually, let me be real. So I feel like you don't have to
disappoint yourself.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
My thing is, you have to understand, like, if you have high expectations of people, that means you have high expectations of yourself. Do you feel like you let yourself down a lot? That means you can find ways for other people to let you down as well. Like, for me, I'm not giving too much to everybody because I give grace to myself. And so, hence.
Okay, fair. I'll receive that. I've definitely always been shamed, a lot of the things that like I do or whatever is like not enough, or like I'm not celebrated for like this amount, you got to do this to be celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
And still it's whatever. So, I mean, yeah, I could see that. So yeah, maybe I do have high expectations for everybody, and people be letting me down because they don't meet my expectations. But also sometimes you're right. Sometimes I let myself down, which is why I do like to-do lists. Like, when me and Arlene were we not just talking about this? I feel like I may have mentioned to somebody, I don't know, when they were like, how can you improve your self-worth? And it was about like doing the things you say you are going to do. And then you will actually feel worthy of things. It's because like, how do you feel when you complete a task? How do you feel when you accomplish a goal? Like, you feel really good about yourself. And when you feel good about yourself, like, that's, I don't know, that's good.
Mm-hmm. And it radiates, and then you get that back. And like, that's very true. So, do the things that you say you're going to do, because I know I do. When I say I'm going to do something, I really put my all to accomplishing that goal. And that really does help boost my self-esteem. So, it's not for everybody, it's for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say, though,
just try to do it on time, though.
I mean, look, one thing at a time.
I had to get you. I had to get back on
You
Erica.
do.
I had to get back on
gotta
Erica's
pop-
side.
Why does everybody be loving to pop my balloon? But that's okay. I got thousands more. We got endless supply. Okay, but look, we're gonna get into astrology. I am Leo down. Okay, all right.
She is.
But can we talk about what's a dating green flag for you? We talk about red flags all the time, but
I even think it's part of what we're even talking about. Like, do what you say you are going to do. That is a green flag. When someone says, I'm going to call you at whatever, and they call you, great, amazing. Like, oh, I want to see you whenever, and they make a plan and like whatever. Like, someone who takes initiative, that's a dating green flag. Yeah, I think, they say like actions speak louder than words. So like, people be talking, and don't be doing nothing. It's like, hello. So yeah, when you actually stand by your word, that's a green flag right there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Because just being like a man or a woman or a person of your word, that's important to me because we love the words of affirmation because, they make us feel good and we can hold on to those words for a long time. We can hear them in our head when we're not around that person and we just hold on to those things. But the actions, though, the actions speak so much. Like, you ever had somebody do so much for you that you ain't even got to talk to me? You ain't got to tell me you love me. I know you love me. I know you care about me. No. So, yeah. Oh, shit. One day, baby girl. One day. We go one step at a time.
One step thing at a time. Thank you.
Okay.
So that's what people do well. Is there like an ick that people can give you that like immediately no? Obviously, I told an ick earlier.
Shit. Fuck up.
I'm like, don't debate me, okay? No, just kidding.
You really don't see, and then you be like, I don't want no alpha. I don't want no beta. I want an alpha.
Treat it.
They gonna bring you down. They gonna argue you down. Okay. They gonna make you submit. Okay, because they will not stop.
True. It's true. Facts. Okay, I'm trying to receive the information that you are giving to me. I'm trying to receive that. So yeah, that's definitely an ick when like. But I do like initiative, and that's an alpha quality, so that's why I'm like, it's not full. Yeah. I don't know. We got to figure out.
There's betas that really be about it. They really be on some like, I like what I like and I want to go for it. Now I'm very accommodating to my, partner and stuff like that. But I still, let's go. Let's do this. Like, I don't know. There's negatives and positives. We had an episode about alpha, beta, sigma males. So y'all go back and listen to that. I forgot what the title of the episode was. We'll put it somewhere. Anyway, like, yeah, girl. Like, I just hate somebody that want to talk all that stuff. Oh, I want to do this for you. I want to do that for you, girl. Like, I'm going to get you out of this. I'm going to do da-da-da-da. It's talking all that shit. Shut up. Like, it's not making me wet.
As it relates to like people talking, I feel like anybody who's like negging. Like, I don't like anybody who's like, it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm like, can we look up what the word negging is? I don't like you're hiding an insult in a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like that immediately. Do not try and like, jab at me. I don't like that ish. We don't have that relationship yet. What? Tell me about myself. What you got to say?
I already said it. There you go. There you go. I'm like, that girl.
But I'm working because to me, I want to work on that. I really do. Mm. I genuinely don't want to, like, to me, I call it like shaming. Like, I don't enjoy that is something that it's so innate in me. It's an experience that like I have had, and like, how my stepmom specifically is always like talking to me. Like, I don't like it, but it's so ingrained. Like, I immediately, like, just like she immediately sees when like, oh, you're doing something wrong or something's wrong or blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah. Like constantly shamed. And so like, to me, how it comes out is like, sometimes I'm like, I'm trying to make light of it, but I'm also trying to communicate it to you. But I'm trying to make light of it. I don't know. So Yeah, I truly myself want to work on it. Cause yeah, I don't like that ish. I literally was swiping on the apps recently and someone said something about Chicago and I was just like, hey, don't talk about Chicago. And then they kept talking about Chicago. And maybe it's not negging or jabbing at me or whatever, but I'm like, you're not listening to me. So I also am like, that's gross. That's nasty. Like I immediately was like, no. Okay. Like, no. And obviously politics. Okay. So that would be my last ick. Immediately no.
Yeah, no, you can, you know.
Okay, so I got a question for y'all. Since y'all clearly this is like a male bashing.
I'm like, I'm not supposed to be.
I'm not bashing up.
I mean, I think, you know, pull it back a little. Okay, so let me ask you.
We got to keep it about love. Okay.
Yeah, it's about love. It's just something separate. So what do you say? I'm not sure if y'all, I'm not, I feel like we had this conversation before. I'm not sure about when I ask y'all. So what are some red flags within y'all selves? Like not red flags that you see in others, but what's some red flags that y'all have?
I'm quick to anger, I feel like. Like I'm quick to be annoyed and like irritated. Like I know that like that's an issue and I need to work on being like, what do you mean? What are you saying to me? Or like conveying it like how I'm feeling right now is really sad by what you're saying to me or blah, 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 blah. I'm very, you know, and I could probably calm that ish down a little bit. There's a lot of emotions that live inside me.
Go ahead, Jackie. Don't just sit there like, no, it's on you.
I was like, they're there. Like, I was just like, no, for real. Like, we have, I know I'm territorial. Like,
yes, you. I also.
I mean, I'm not gonna work on it. Like,
wait, so is it? So wait. Is it territorial or is it just you have trust issues?
I know that I just am naturally a territorial person because, you know, me being me, some people just love to come in and try to take advantage of you, girl. And I have to be like, no, this is mine. And I really want to be in situations like relationships, like friendships, and like personal, like romantic relationships where I know this is my person, I'm your person, and this is that. You know, we have our lines and this is where we're going to be. Like, I don't want to have to guess with you, you know, and you're not going to be able, and you're not going to guess with me. You're going to know I'm right here with you. So that's just where I'm standing. If you don't want to be a part of this particular situation and this is something that doesn't speak to you, you should probably go off. That's why I know I can't be in a polyamorous relationship because it's not a relationship. It's just a friendship. Okay. So
that's debatable.
Person,
that's debatable. I mean, it's not a friendship. Of course, it's like two people, you know, who are together. Like they love each other and all the other stuff. But it's just like.
I just think that's just not my type of relationship. I'm just some serious monogamous person. And, you know, if we're not doing anything monogamous, then, you know, I'm just very casual about it. You'll know when I really care about you. So
what's a typical day-to-day life with you in a relationship? Since you said you're territorial, like what does that look like?
Yeah, how many times they got to check in? Like,
they don't have to check in too much because I got shit to do. But just more so, I definitely want us to have at least one conversation a day, just seeing how we're doing. If we are to go out with each other, like, you know, this is a date that we both want to do. We both want to be here. I do like some quality time. Like, let's sit here. I'll cook some dinner. Let's go watch a movie. We just do that. You don't have to... there's no like time periods where you need to text me back within this time. Cause I know me. Sometimes I ain't gonna get to the phone right away. So I got to keep the same energy. I am just the same energy type of person. Like, I guess, I don't know if that really answers the questions of the day-to-day thing with me. It's like, you really do have freedom to do what you want to do, but I just need to know we are together. This is, at the end of the day, you don't play about me. I don't play about you.
So how do you show up? So you're saying you're territorial. Like, what does that behave? Because right now you were like, you ain't got to talk to me. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to, la, la, la. So I'm like, where's the territorial?
If we're out and about, like, I just don't like no flirtatious ass nigga. How's that? Like, I don't want to feel, I need to feel like I am different than everybody else, but if you're giving the same type of energy to whomever just walks up the street or whoever smiles at you, it's just given too easy for me. And I don't really want to, that's something I don't particularly want to have inside of me.
So you can't see your man and you commenting on like the attractiveness of a woman?
Yeah, we can. If somebody walk, if you got a fat ass, you got a fat ass, you know? But it's not, it's like you're not like, say we're at a party, a house party, or like a dinner party or something like that, and you are like really giving a lot of attention to somebody that just looks really nice, or you just like real flirtatious with everybody, and then to the point where people are like, are they together? Because I've seen that before, and that's happened to me, and that's embarrassing. I don't like to be embarrassed. I want to know, like, at the end of the day, I can come and walk in with you. We know we're together. He's still, I do need to find a balance of, because they can, the guys who I deal with, they can get a little, standoffish and a little, assholey, But I do want somebody that is friendly, that is cordial, that is nice to you guys. But I don't feel like they're trying to fuck you, because that's fucked up. Like,
so what is like
boy?
somebody?
Okay?
So what does somebody like look like flirting? Because what if it's just like they see somebody and they just talking and it's just like just regular conversation? Maybe they having a conversation about, I don't know, maybe networking or something like that.
That's fine, but that also is a slippery slope as well, because we gotta. It's one thing if we're like, I'm trying to find somebody to do this particular aspect for me, versus you fishing for something like, oh yeah, you know what? Let's exchange information. Let's do okay. You can kind of tell when somebody's trying to just really work with you and somebody who's just trying to get your information because they want to slide later. Like, I just can feel, I'm just like an energy person too, so I can tell when it's just like,
but how do you how do you know the difference?
Differentiate.
Yeah, it's kind of like, because if you networking, of course you're gonna have to get that person's contact.
If we're like genuinely networking, that's fine, but it's just like, why are you like, because that actual example is like, how, like, why do we need this information? Are we just exchanging information just to exchange it? Or it's just like, I'm looking for a contractor. Oh, you contract? Babe, didn't I just said I need a contract? Let's exchange information. Okay, I'll hit you up about that later. Versus like, oh, so what do you do? Da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Oh, I see what you got going on. Okay, look, give me your information. Da-da-da-da. And then before you know it, they just like, you should give me your friend's number. I want to talk to her about some situations. And I'm just like, where's this going? Where is this going? Like, it's hard to put into words, but you can just tell when somebody's on some fugazi shit. Like why?
Okay. Well, so what does your ideal partner truly look like?
I think I explained it. Like, somebody who is committed to the relationship. I do want someone that has, you know what, they have so much going for their own life that, like, they're not looking for that validation from the masses. Like, their success shows through their work, and their confidence comes from their work. And, I feel like that type of confidence is attractive to me, because that person, they don't need to be with like several people. They don't need to fuck multiple women. Like, they really are just that person that's like self-contained. And that's attractive to me. I would like somebody who sees me as like a partner. They don't want to keep me in a box, because I have dealt with guys who want to keep me in a certain box. I feel like I have a lot to offer this world as far as my creativity, my work ethic, and just how I just show up for people. And they want me to expand in that way. And, they want to empower me. I want a guy who is self-contained and confident, but also empowering at the same time. I do want them to be, we are together, but I do want them to have their own separate thing going, so they're not trying to be attached to me at the hip 24/7. I think that's important. And also sexy too. So yeah, I think that's, and money. There you go.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah. I'm for me, an ideal partner is literally a partner. Okay. Like, I'm definitely thinking about someone who is equally yoked in all areas. Like, I'm someone who is independent. I have a certain lifestyle that I can maintain as long as I get another job. But like, I have set myself up to a certain degree, and I have expectations of like that my partner, you know, is also independent and can maintain their own lifestyle, like can handle their business, like pays their bills, like understands the importance of credit. Like, I don't want to partner with somebody where I really feel like that's a high risk partnership financially. I also think that like from your perspective of like that support, like there are things that I would like to accomplish, and I need my man to be on the same wavelength of not trying to impede upon what I want to accomplish. Like, you support my goals. You don't think that they're getting in the way of like what you want to do, or like that I don't need to be working on X, Y, and Z because you personally don't care about it. Like, no, my partner and I support each other, and that support comes easy because we have the same vision for what we see as our life, and so we both are supporting each other towards that same vision for how we would see our life. And so obviously I want someone with great like morals and values and is an upstanding person, like obviously, you know, someone who has the same interests. Like, I don't want anyone who doesn't care for travel and isn't a foodie. Like, those are things that I enjoy and do with my time, and I want to be able to enjoy them with you as well. Definitely, you know, attractive for whatever version of attractive that looks like for, you know, me. A nice penis, because I am a sexual creature and I need that ish. Okay, so if you it's already, I think you either need to let me be open so that I can get everything else outside of you, or God, what we gonna do? Okay, so that's why I gotta try it out, okay, before like I'm too far head over heels is how I feel. And yeah, someone with a wallet, a nice, you know, padded pocket, and at this point in time, I don't know if I want children, so I think we need to be on the same page of like, if that happens, it's like in the future, like for sure. So, yeah, to me, I think I covered all the bases of like an ideal partner. So we've talked a lot about like romantic love a little bit too. I'd like to also talk about like friendship love as well, if you would like. What's a friendship moment that you feel has been maybe more fulfilling than a romantic partnership?
Fulfilling. I feel like I have many moments like that. I feel like, honestly, I've had friends, like, I keep my circle particularly small. A lot of people know who I am, and, you know, we've had good conversations, but I have a small circle of people. I'm like, this is my friend. I'll say, like, honestly, my relationship with Erlene is just very, like, oh my gosh, like, that's my girl, and, like, she, like, empowers me to do everything I want to do. And, you know, we definitely have differences in, like, how we look and view the world, but I feel like it's generally respected. You know what? This is so funny. The time that I almost got sex trafficked and she dropped all her things and left her pizza in the oven to come to
Wait
the
a
Cheddar's
minute.
restaurant to come save me. No, that's a real
That's
story.
good. That's good. But you always find somewhere to go dark. Like it get dark.
That's
like
me.
you start off like
Guess-
it be rainbows, all of a sudden it be some just crazy
Yeah.
shit.
Just a little thunder, and then it gets nice again. And then she came, and I was just like, oh my gosh, because I went on this date with this guy. I think I told the story before, where we met this guy out and about, and he was like, you know, this foreign guy, pretty hot. And yeah, he was like, yeah, let me come pick you up. First off, first red flag, he asked for my address. Why'd you ask me for my address? You're not picking me up from my house, because I don't do that. I'll meet you out. So I just gave him the address to the Cheddar's restaurant, which was by where I used to live. And, you know, I was like, oh, I'm here. And he's just like, come outside. Like, I'm like, where are we going? He's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, do you want to come in for a drink? He's like, no. I was just like, I'm not getting in the car with you. And he just kept blowing my phone up. And I was just like, I'm scared, y'all, you know? And then Arlene was like, she left her pizza in the oven. And then she drove to, well, she didn't know she left her pizza in the oven until we like,
So wait, did it
realized
burn? Did the pizza burn?
yes, to a crisp. Okay. I didn't see it, but she was like, this shit is busted. She can't even eat it no more. But she literally dropped everything to come make sure I was safe and okay. She didn't judge me for it. She made sure she's like, it's okay. Like, things are okay. I just want to make sure you're good. And that's what you really want in your friends. You want to make sure, like, no matter what, that this person is doing good, So... Mm-hmm. Oh, and also when I got confronted by this guy with a gun outside my apartment, and they came over, Dolphin and Erlene both came over, I was like, y'all love me for real. Like, y'all really came. For real, nigga. For real, okay?
It just seemed like you be putting your friends in danger. That's what I'm getting.
Listen. Well, maybe I should live certain places. I'm better now. Okay?
She be like, adventurous, like, be like, what's going on? Right. That is crazy. That is crazy. Friendship is beautiful, to really have those people that you can depend on that are really going to be there and things like that. And I appreciate all of my friends. I'm going to be very honest. The moment, cause that I feel like was like, it actually untapped a lot of things. And I had great conversations in therapy. Well, one, I know he was a little toxic, but like some of the things that he would say in like 2020 were like,
oh, okay.
It helped me realize that like, oh, I've definitely been through some things. I've definitely been through some things, I guess. And I know that is like a super like impactful like conversation that we had that made me realize that like, Erica, some of these things aren't normal. Like some of these things like you didn't need, or some people could have been way softer to you. And I was like, that moment was like, wow. Like, so very, very impactful moment. And I even think, we can both talk about early, and I'm like, I even think like the first time that I didn't even realize that I needed these words to be said to me, but it was like when we were in DC, and she was just like, I see you. And I was like, what do you mean you see? Like, what do you mean? I need that ish. Like, I'm like, I don't be being seen. Like, don't nobody care. Like, it's very like, whatever. So I like, those are like, we talked about it, and I talked about it in therapy for a minute. Like that, those to me are very like I'm very grateful for those conversations, like very impactful to my healing journey, I would say. So ain't no dick solve no problems like that. Okay. All right. So yeah,
we could maybe later on. We'll see. I just don't give it to him like that. It's just, then again, I'm different. So, wow.
Okay, so we need to make sure that we are doing things for ourselves as well, right? Like we need to be pouring into ourselves, prioritizing ourselves. So like, how do you show yourself love and care that you need?
Well, taking myself out on dates. Like I've been taking myself on dates for a long time. I think my first date ever was like, it's a little lame, whatever. But it was Valentine's Day in college, and I took myself out to movies. I took myself out to eat. Like, yeah, it was a little interesting seeing everybody on dates and stuff, but it was something I wanted to do, and I did that shit. And I realized, like, damn, I really can do this. Like, this is fun. It's very hard to do for a lot of folks, but honestly, once you get to that point, you don't need nobody. And, that's why I said it will take a really special person to take me out of this. Like, you got to treat yourself,
Mm-hmm. No, for sure.
Treat yourself like a baby.
Very similar. I think oftentimes I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to do this with me, or waiting for, an occasion to go here or wear this. And I feel like the way that I show myself love is like, I don't need to wait for nobody to do some, like, to wear the outfit. Like, why am I planning to wear this outfit? Not like that. If I went to this really cute date and this really good, no, I can wear the outfit and I can take myself there and, you know, do some of these things. It has taken me a long time. And even still, like, I'll be inside a lot. But, like,
You're doing good now. You're really doing good now.
It has taken me a long time.
You was not going outside at all. Like,
yeah, true.
You was in the door.
I was inside. Yeah, not moving my body at all. Okay, so.
No, but you're doing a good job. You definitely been taking yourself out. Even when it just goes out to do just you work for yourself. Like, you're going to coffee shops, you're going out to dinners, like, you're really treating yourself. Like, you're really, I can see that you're on your way to just being very, like, self-sufficient in the most healthy way. Because you will isolate, but you're going to be doing this in, like, the most, like, healthy way. And I feel like once, like, you get to a certain point, like, these relationships that you desire and crave or feeling seen will happen for you. And you're going to believe every word people tell you after that. You know?
Absolutely.
Seriously.
Thank you.
Girl.
I appreciate that. Okay. I know we technically have 2 questions left. Do you want to talk about a non-negotiable? I feel like we kind of talked about it in the Ix.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
Okay. So what's one thing that you want people to understand about being single?
It's not a curse. You don't have leprosy. This is a moment where you should learn about yourself, and you should realize, like, this time is you're most powerful, and really take that shit in. Like, nothing is wrong with you. You can also be working on yourself and still desire a relationship. There's nothing wrong with desiring partnership. There's nothing wrong with that. But you got to realize when it gets to a point of desperation, it looks bad. And I really, really, really want all the ladies and all the fellas to know that at the end of the day, the best things come to you when you're just doing your own thing. So do your own thing, bitch.
Ooh. Okay. In a loving way, she said. Okay.
In the most loving way.
Yeah. I think that, like, everything is a chapter. Okay. And once you're done with that chapter, you can't go back to that chapter. You know, like, I know relationships end and things all the time, but I'm like, if you think about it being hopefully a permanent situation, like, you get yourself into, like, good situations, like, your single chapter is over, is done with. You can't get it back. Appreciate the fact that you don't have to live with nobody. This is the only time that you can live by yourself, be in your own company, have the things in your house be the way that you want it to be, not having to come in and, like, things have been changed around and moved around and, like, everybody's all up in your stuff. Like, when you come back, that food is up in there. Like,
no hair in the sink.
Okay, no hair in the sink. I'm clean, so you're not gonna live with me and be like, oh my God, all these things. Like, I pick up after myself, I clean up after myself. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
like,
you can leave a dish in the sink. You can leave some
it might be there
on the floor
a night.
Look, you can.
But it's not there in a disgusting kind of way. But so I'm just saying, like, you need to appreciate every chapter that you have, because once you are in a relationship, it's never just about you ever again. Once you get married, and if you choose to live with somebody, you won't ever have that space alone, like, ever again. You might have a corner of the house, a sanctuary or something, but, like, that's shared forever. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just appreciate all of the moments of your life. Because I don't know. You can't go back. And that's what I got for y'all.
Yep. Oh, shoot. Don't be the one that want to have kids. You definitely not gonna be by yourself. Like, this is crazy. I mean, yeah. It's all right, y'all. Happy Singles Day.
Happy Singles Day. That's funny. That takes us into our final segment of the show. It is our advice segment. It's called Am I Just Being Extra? If you would like to write in, we would love to read your letter on the show. You could stay anonymous. None of these hoes have been sharing their names. None of these hoes have been complimenting us, so maybe compliment us. Okay? And we will read it on the show. Okay, so for this, Am I Just Being Extra? I've been dating this girl for a few months, and she's amazing. But last night, I found her Finsta, her secret Instagram, and it's full of political rants that completely oppose my views. I'm talking conspiracy theories, aggressive hashtags, and memes that make my blood pressure spike. In person, she's sweet and laid back. But now, I don't know if that's really her or just a mask. Am I just being extra? Or is this a major red flag?
Flag on the play. I ain't fucking with that. I mean, some people look at fences like a diary, and some people like don't take it seriously. They just, but at the end of the day, this is something where you really don't want anybody to know this is you. So you're doing something, you know. And if it's political views you don't agree with, this, I mean, this still represents this person, and this is somebody that you're putting your time and you're investing your money and life into. I don't like that. I don't think you being extra. I think you should just go ahead and just chop it. Because I had dated somebody who was literally lying on Instagram like he was a superstar going around the world and like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You're not doing shit. You're in Champagne with me. Like, what are you doing? You know? And it's just really, really wild. You not tripping.
I mean, I 1,000% agree. First and foremost, I already said that if we are not aligned politically, it's an immediate no. Immediately. So even with or without that Instagram, that Finsta page, like immediately no. And then we can get into the conversation of like, why do you feel like you have to hide it? Like, that's, I mean, it's one thing to be like a secretive Scorpio, like I tend to be, you know, but I'm like normal levels of like secretive, you know, like to be out here not being able to be your authentic self is a real actual problem. And it actually means that you don't like you. And if you don't like you, you can't like me. You are not a celebrity. So I'm trying to understand why you can't just be out here like, this is what my view is, you know? And if you believe that's your view, you better stand in it. But that's because you know something is wrong with the way that you are moving, and you have to have that fake page to cover it up. So yeah, I think Finstas are weird altogether as well, because what are you hiding? Why are you hiding it?
It's so weird. I know some people, they don't want people to know this them because of a certain job that they have, and ultimately they just don't want no smoke. So
don't comment on an online forum. You need to comment that bad?
Go on Discord or something. I don't know. It's just, if I date somebody and I find out they doing some wild shit or they on that red pill shit, I'm just like, come on, I gotta go. And yeah, political is like religion. It's like, you know, we gotta have the same values, baby. Like, I can't have you doing some old Nazi shit and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? No.
I am someone who my purpose is, like, I'm understanding what my purpose is, and it is definitely for advocating for marginalized communities. If you are not aligned, you're not going to be able to support me in what I feel like is my life's purpose. So, yeah, again,
you better say that.
I said it. Okay. And if you have things to say, like I said, email us at justextrapodcast@gmail.com. Feel free to engage with us. We'd love to hear from you. Like, comment, share, subscribe. At all of our pages. We have an Instagram and TikTok at justextra_podcast. You can follow Jackie at all things J. J is spelled out Jay. We have me, Erica, at Erica_stay ready, and Hassan at Mr.Forbes, DOT, not a period. Okay. And yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Happy Galentine's Day. Sending love and light to everybody. Let's use one of the Apple filters. Is this going to do it? No, because I'm recording.
Because I'm saying your thing is normally better.
It is, right?
It's so hard. I can't even see it.
Really? Because it might be recording. That's why it's not going to do it. All right, come to YouTube to see what I'm trying to do. Love y'all hoes.
Bye.
We're just being extra.